Contrary to popular belief, Payday is a co-op game. Okay, but seriously, there are way too many people who don't understand this. When you join a session with three other people, there's supposed to be at least a little bit of understanding that you're supposed to work as a unit. I'm not saying you have to fully commit to these people or even use voice chat. I get it, anxiety's a bitch. But there are a few habits you can build to make sure you don't become the reason someone uninstalls a game they were otherwise enjoying. When you join a lobby, you should see an indicator for whether the host wants to go loud or maintain stealth. This should be the first thing you take note of. Otherwise, you join a lobby that you thought was going to go loud, and you just end up fucking up someone's stealth run. Pay attention. Don't go loud when the host wants to do stealth. Don't bring a stealth build to a lobby that was labeled loud. If you're not sure, just ask. That way you don't accidentally commit to a heist that you had the wrong impression of. Moreover, just generally make sure that you're not interfering with what the host wants to do. If you see someone locked the hell in, it's usually a good idea to leave them be. DPS players, for example, will find themselves mowing down enemies at choke points. Their builds can be set up in ways that reward them for getting kills in rapid succession, and interrupting them when they're in this flow state can literally get them killed. Another example of this is the various kinds of loot that can be refined via optional objectives. Until you know what these loot types are and how they work, you should leave them to someone who does, or else you risk a lower profit. Especially in cook-off. Stay the fuck out of the kitchen if you don't know how to cook. Numbnuts.
Don't touch my gun!
Overkill weapons are, and I say this without exaggeration, fucking cracked. A lot of people look forward to calling in these big fucking guns to go on rampages, so you shouldn't just be grabbing them the second someone else spawns one. You have your own overkill weapon, use it. If someone calls one in and it's at a bad spot, you can pick it up and move it to them. As long as you don't spend any ammo that they were going to use, then you should be fine. But unless they explicitly give you permission to use it, you should keep your hands off. There's a wide variety of skills to choose from, but if you're doing it right, there should be some kind of specialization in your role. If you want to have heavy armor, it would be a good idea to also have some kind of crowd control. If you want kills, you should focus on your damage and how quickly you can dish it out. If you want to do objectives, give yourself a way to survive without having to constantly fight. These aren't strict rules. You're allowed to deviate in a lot of ways, but having good understanding of what you bring to the table will help you be more useful to your teammates. Otherwise, you're like that guy who runs a 5 DPS comp in hero shooters and doesn't see the issue.
With compounding interest and it's gone.
More often than not, you should find yourself within walking distance of your team. Straying too far means if something happens, then your teammates won't realistically be able to help you. If you have to split up, like if there's a second task to be done at the same time as your main task, you should either go with a buddy or ensure that you won't become a liability.
Don't act dumb.
At the end of the day, most of these habits boil down to simply having a brain and not being selfish. Unfortunately, this seems to be too much for your average gamer. And besides, I wanted to make a video like this for a long time, and with Payday 3's player count finally seeing steady numbers, I figured it was time to make it. With all that said, thank you for watching, and happy heisting.